Welcome to the second episode of the Spaniard Speaks video blog, where I may not always have the right answer, but I have my answer based on 25 plus years of amateur and professional sports and taken from the insight and lessons of the coaches that have led me along the way. The first question: how do you go about motivating the kid on your team that doesn't seem to care? Let me preface this by saying this: you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. We have to realize as leaders, as coaches, that nothing, and I heard this from Cale Sanderson several weeks ago, nothing you can do can directly make someone do something. You can only show them the way. So understand that to begin with. Secondly, and the answer to this question, how can you motivate them? By showing compassion. As a person, as an athlete, and as a coach, I used to operate with a one-size-fits-all. I used to think, this is the way it is. If you can't hack it, go. Now, there's a balance to that. Yes, as a person, as a coach, as a leader, I have certain rules that don't get broken. They're the big rocks in the bucket. But the little rocks surrounding the big rocks, there's some ebb and there's some flow. I learned from a young age as a young wrestler that, and it was hard for me to comprehend back then, but you don't, as a coach, you can't always rule with an iron fist, because the surrounding, the extenuating circumstances of each young athlete is different. So you have to interact with each athlete. Again, the big rocks are the same, the values, the integrity, the accountability, but the actual interpersonal interaction is huge, and showing compassion for each kid, letting them know that you sincerely care. Not just saying, hey, I sincerely care about you, but by actually showing it, actually getting to know them on a personal basis, getting to know what triggers they have, what motivates them, what fears they have, and interacting as best as you can with each kid on your team in that manner. Second question: when working with young athletes, what types of suggestions do you have for making sure they're mentally prepared to maximize themselves at the next level? I look at athletics as preparation for life. Everything I learned in the sport of wrestling, everything I learned on the cross-country course, on the football field, all of this was preparation for what really matters, and that's life. Being the best father, husband, brother, sister, neighbor, friend that you can be. So how do you prepare someone to prepare for the next level so they can excel? Let's take a look at an athletic level, but it's perfectly transfers over to a life level. The fundamental rule that you prepare them for the next level is by systematically setting them up to succeed and to fail, to experience success and to experience failure on their own. To systematically set them up. What does that mean? That means that you don't want to create opportunities where a kid might win all the time, but there's no substance to the victories. You don't want to set them up with the mindset of, I'm a champion, I win everything, this is great, I love it, I love it, I love it, if there's no substance to it. Conversely, you don't want to set a kid up for failure where all they do is lose. Yes, it's great to go against great competition, but that's the systematic approach that I'm talking about. Put them in competitions that the odds are good, they're going to win, and then sometimes put them in competition where the odds that they're going to lose are pretty good. It's a balance. You win, you lose, and as you age, as you mature, as you gain your experience, you build a resiliency, you build a mental fortitude to be able to really process, comprehend, and understand victory and defeat. With my parents in particular, from the time I was a kid until I'm a 35-year-old man, my parents set me up. They allowed me, they didn't set me up, they allowed me to experience success, but they never held me back from experiencing failure. And I've experienced, as I'm sure you've experienced as a coach and an athlete, painful lessons in your lives. But those painful lessons are preparing us for the next level. I believe the intent of this question was the next level of elementary to junior high to high school to college. But really, it's the next level of life. And the successes and the setbacks that I've had in athletics have prepared me for the setbacks and successes that I have in life. And my parents never held back from allowing me to flourish, and they never held back from allowing me to experience failure. But the entire time, and this is the caveat, this is the catch-all to this statement, is as the leader, whether it's a parent, coach, mentor, you're always keeping a bird's eye view of the process. You're there to bring them back down to size after the big victories, and you're there to boost them back up after the losses. I don't believe that everyone's a champion. I don't believe that everyone deserves first place. Some people may disagree, but that's the reality. Lastly, why do you believe some athletes that were elite in high school not stay at the same level when they get to college? And conversely, why was an athlete that might have been so-so in high school, why do they excel in college? Let's take a look at a few different variables. Let's take a look at physical maturity, let's take a look at talent, and let's take a look at work ethic. So we have three variables, not the only three, but three important variables that can lead to success. In high school, you might have a young person who is physically mature, has a lot of natural talent, but doesn't have a work ethic. I've seen plenty of those people win state titles, multiple state titles. Guys and girls who have natural talent and they are physically more mature than the rest of the group. Fast forward that a few years, let's take a look at those same three variables. Natural talent, physical maturity, work ethic. The guy who might have lacked the physical maturity and the talent coming up over the years, that work ethic, that hard work is now paying dividends. And as the physical maturity and the talent become less important, the work ethic, which is, in my opinion, a mindset, hard, consistent work over a long period of time, catches up. And that, in my opinion, is how a successful high school athlete cannot excel in college, and vice versa. A so-so high school athlete can excel in college. I hope you enjoyed and appreciated the insight today. I encourage give back too. If you don't agree with something I said, please. I love objective conversation. Trust me, I've dealt with enough haters to discard any just plain hate. But if you have a question, concern, comment, I'd love to see them on the social media platform. Or if you have a question, again, I'm only going to make these videos. If you have questions, you can send them to SpaniardSpeaks@gmail.com. Thanks for your time.